Alright everybody, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Otherwise, it looks like it's working now on YouTube. Just going to take a quick second, manage some other settings, and then we should start in a little bit. I'm going to try to hurry this along since we are already 5 minutes after 5, so I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet so we can get into the meat of it. Be right back. Hello, welcome everybody. We've got our 11th episode for Simulation Sunday, Community Spotlight. I've got my Orange Lantern Lex Luthor hanging out here. That's something else you can make with that greedy material. I was kind of dumbfounded that I didn't think of this when I made the video, but this should make it in another video. But yeah, we're just hanging out here. We got Little Bohemia as per usual, and looks like we have a pretty robust crew out here, like we did for the past, I don't know, two weeks. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm already seeing some of our favorites here. We got Death Senju hanging out over here. We got ourselves some Mr. Miracles. We got a bunch of Supermen. Looks like we got ourselves some sort of a classic Captain America. We've got some Dr. Fate, and I see we even got some Blue Lanterns coming up. Blue Lanterns might be another big thing that we're going to hit in the DC universe in the game, so that'll be pretty cool because I feel like the Blue Lanterns kind of get sidelined, but they are probably one of the most overpowered Lantern Corps if you use them right and if you write them well. In the comics, as some of you may know. So I'm really excited to see that, they were saying, oh, there's a blue light in the sky when they did that little video for DCUO. I am 100% convinced that that is a Blue Lantern. So it looks like they may be encouraging maybe a new Blue Lantern character of some sort or something along the lines of that, or maybe the resurgence of the Blue Lantern Corps, because I know in the comics they end up getting killed off by the Reach at one point. And if some of you don't know, the Reach is the race of well, it's rather the technology of a certain race which takes over to being and makes them into like beetle warriors, kind of like Blue Beetle. He's technically the armor he's wearing is technology of the Reach. So they've waged galactic war for a long time, and the people who get those scarabs are kind of like the point men. They kind of start the assimilation, or rather the takeover of different home worlds that beetle lands on. Into its atmosphere and takes over Toast, makes them a hero for a while of their world, and then they end up taking over because that scarab is supposed to be programmed to do the Reach's bidding. It's just a Blue Beetle's kind of malfunction, so that part of the beetle does not work. Thankfully for DC and for the Earth in the DC comics. So yeah, so I'm really excited to see more Lantern content. If any of you know me in game, I do love Lantern. I do love the Lantern mythos. I think it's a really rich mythos that needs to be explored. So I'm just happy to see that it looks like we're going in a Lantern comics direction. So we'll be looking at some Lanterns today for sure, because I'm definitely seeing quite a few of them here. And if you're on the stream and you've got a character, maybe throw a Lantern style together and maybe I'll take a look at it. And who knows, it might end up in one of the Community Spotlight shorts. So all more power to Lantern fans. I'm just going to say, Jay Boog, thank you. It is a very happy Sunday. And Chosen, hello, how's it going? And welcome to everyone who's watching my stream, whether you're a regular or you've come here before. I hope you like your stay, and be sure to check out the rest of the channel. So like I said, I was going to check out lanterns first. So I'm going to take a look at the Dark Knight over here. I think he's pretty cool. He's rocking the blue lantern, so I have to start there. It feels like it's almost a given. So let's see the Dark Knight, because I think just kind of going in that direction, I do like the blue lanterns, and I think this style is pretty good starting off. The aura is definitely very nice. The aura would be nice for like a blue lantern flash. So that's something I can really get down for. Yeah, I like that. The boots are nice. I wish we had more slimline boots for like lantern characters, but the boots that come with the actual blue lantern set are just as good as well. Or you can use the Vestments of Rage boots. Those are pretty nice. You just got to use a nicer material on them. Who else? We got Guy Gardner. Our Guy Guard. There we go. Okay, so we got our friendly shaded comic going on. The ever so reliable along with wet paint. These boots are really nice. So the nuclear set, for the most part, the nuclear hands and feet are probably some of the most dependable slimline styles in the game. So those are definitely ones I kind of steer people towards when they want to make certain styles for the characters and try to stay a little true to them. So nuclear kind of all the way. Those are the ones I kind of go with, and they've got like a really nice like texture to them, and it's almost like a very modern slimline feel to it. So they're really nice to kind of stick with. And they're not very bulky either. That's a good part. That's definitely a plus. And then yeah, Guy Guard. Let me see. Was it Ollie? Maybe Ollie Jonas. Okay, maybe the other lantern's not here. Let's take a look. We'll look at Ollie. Let's see. Comic book characters that use quantum powers. I would say any characters that have time powers that can manipulate time. So I would say like Rip Hunter is a good idea for that. I would also throw it's Rip Hunter, and I would say Booster Gold is another one just because of his time suit. He doesn't have powers, but his suit does. So I would say Rip Hunter, Booster Gold, and then I'd say maybe like Captain Atom, because the force of which he draws off of the quantum field, that is directly tapped into like time powers and stuff like that. It can transcend time. So definitely Captain Atom, Booster Gold because of his suit, and then Rip Hunter uses technology that manages time. So I would say that's fair. A little bit of a note here. If you don't know, Rip Hunter in the comics is actually Booster Gold's son. And he's almost upset at his father in the comics because he sees him as an irresponsible time traveler. And he's done more harm than good in the comics. That's how his son kind of views him. So he tries to be the responsible time traveler that tries to go around fixing the timeline and perhaps even fixing some of his father's mistakes in the past. So if you don't know, Rip Hunter and Booster Gold are related. They are father and son. That was a really interesting point that I had realized, I don't know, like a year or two back, and did not put two and two together. But that's actually really interesting if you look in the comics. So I thought that was a cool little tidbit. What's up, Jar? How's it going? I saw your message earlier, and I see you're here now. Oh, we got ourselves a Cosmic Ghost Rider. Let's see how they look. Let's see. Not bad. Definitely the right chroma for the body. I think that's fair. I would probably use that material on the shoulders, but the shoulders are good. I think those work pretty good for the most part. Yeah, you could use the shoulders quite nicely. The head, I think, needs like a more fiery headpiece or something. I've seen people use the Frozen Fury, but otherwise, this is a nice attempt at it. It's not bad. I've definitely seen much worse, so that's like a step up. Let's look at Artemis Croc. Okay, so this I'm trying to think of the name. So this was on Young Justice. I'm trying to think of the name here. Tigress, I believe, was the code name she used when she was undercover working for Ra's al Ghul. I like that. That's a very I think that's a very fleshed out version of the character. I don't think I've seen this in game. So to be perfectly honest, I'd definitely take that as a win for sure. We got PPZ over here. He's always got some really good styles. Let's see what he's got today. Alright, so we got ourselves like a rather dark Batman. I don't know. I feel like the chest and legs don't really match. The two color tones. And there's not even like a belt to connect them. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe he's like in between and like working on the style, and I'm kind of looking at it like half-baked. Maybe I should come back to that. Okay, so we got DC Dark Knight. I think you put a Green Lantern style together. Let's look at him real quick. And then I'll look at Richards in a second because I see he's standing right there. I want to make sure I include him. Okay. Yeah, so this guy looks like you may need like a few materials. Yeah. Other than that, it looks like he's just starting out. So that'll build up over time pretty naturally. Alright, let's take a look at Richards. Oh, Curse, that's a nice name. Curse, I gotta check that out. Him and Descendu. Where is Richards? Did I pass by his name? Of course I did. There it is. So the names that are pretty short definitely throw me for a loop sometimes. Man, this chest style is such a nice chest style. You can't go wrong with that. It's, to this day, it's got some of the cleanest materials on it, whether you wear material on it or not. Okay, I got a good question from Riz or Rise Snipes. What's your favorite DPS? Honestly, my favorite DPS is what I feel is fun, but does great damage potential. So for me, if you don't know already, maybe you've seen like an unlisted video that I got or whatnot, that I was trying to show one of the glitches with the Omega artifact. It's still breaking Jackhammer. I have an Earth character, and I like DPSing with them because I can do a lot of damage, and I think it's kind of fun. It's got a really smooth play style, but I also like Rage. And yet, so I'm Rage on this character, I'm Earth on another. Quantum's pretty fun. I've got a Quantum hero. I guess the least one I play on for DPS is my Water Tune. She's got really nice like healing builds, so I use her mainly for healing. But the DPS is kind of eh. I mean, I'm sure I could make it work, but I'd really have to like change my artifact setup up and maybe level an ally or two. But I heal with her so much, it doesn't even really, it's not really even a point. I just feel Water doesn't have a lot of great damage abilities, but it's whatever I feel like is really smooth and has a really smooth play style, but also is fun to do and does a lot of damage, which I mean I feel is a lot nowadays in terms of like asking for a good DPS power. because it's, you know, you're just doing whatever the meta is. But if I could do like above average damage and I have fun doing it, I'll call that a win at the end of the day. Do you think we'll get a new set in episode 49? Well, first of all, we won't have an episode 49. It's going to be chapters. So we'll have, what do they call it? Not an era. Well, anyway, it's going to be like a collection of chapters, rather. So it's not going to be episodes anymore. Episodes are gone. The one we have will be the last episode, the one that we're working on with Harley Quinn. Yeah, so we're going to have a chapter. I think in the chapter they're going to be perfectly honest. I think in a chapter they're probably going to give us piecemeal on the vendor. They're probably only going to give us a few pieces at a time. That's what I think. So I don't think anybody will be full CR at the start. I don't think anybody will be max CR as if they were wearing the full gear. I think it'll be like back in the day when players went ahead and it was the monthly content and we only got a few pieces at a time. But you got to remember, at the time it was all drop pieces. They would drop from content. So it wasn't best gear was on the vendor. It was what second best gear was on the vendor. So if they decide to change and go back to where you have to get your best gear from the drop, from like the drops from the content, then you might have something different. Can we get a video of you ranking powers based on stats in your own opinion? I don't know if there'd be that much interest, at least on this channel, to do that. I mean, I'm open to it, but I don't know if if enough people would be interested in that. I'm all for that. I could try it and see if it works or not, but I don't. I've only played Hardlight, Quantum, Rage, Earth, Ice. So mainly a lot of just tank powers, and then I played Quantum and Hardlight. So I wouldn't know much about the healing powers. So like I wouldn't know really much about electricity. I wouldn't know much about sorcery. There's I didn't really ever play mental, so stuff like that. So I don't think I would be a great benchmark in terms of knowing what the best powers are. I kind of know based on like what my friends run and what they tell me works best about certain powers. So I know the general logistics of them, but I don't think I could stand as like an authority figure on it, because I've got a limited view, I guess, because I've only done so many powers. I've done Atomic. Atomic was fun. The damage was a little subpar, but that, I'm telling you, when I did Atomic, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, on another character, and then I was Atomic on Iconic maybe 6-7 years ago. But I'm sure with like the new allies and artifacts now, you could probably catch up in the damage maybe a bit better with Atomic. Yeah. Well, no need to apologize, man. I'm just kind of explaining that I might not be the best choice in doing that. Just trying to be I'm trying to be a little more like forthcoming in that regard, so that so that I'm not setting up like false like expectations. Because trying to be totally fair, like I'm probably not the best to kind of do that sort of a thing. Obsidian Chill's got that on lockdown, if anything. He's more of an authority on it than I am, for sure. Maybe even Gaming Prodigy. In my league, the league leader's War Machine, and his brother's Iron Man. They Ultimate Iron Man. They are far more knowledgeable and stuff like that, because they actually do like loadouts and videos, and they have yet to update some of them, but they're really smart on that sort of stuff. Yeah. They're very smart. Like if I don't know something, I ask them. I surround myself with smart people because I know they'll give me an answer instead of me having to kind of try to dig it up. Which I can respect their knowledge there. So let me see. Let me try to find Death Send You. I got. Yeah, here we go. All right. So what do we got with him today? So I don't know what this character is, but I'm kind of digging it. I kind of, everybody knows I kind of like that wretched, like, cyborg, like, sort of, like, suits, like, different body parts are, like, swapped out, For me, that's kind of cool. Yeah. I like that. Alright. Trying to see if I missed anything. Cool. I was always used to the episode stuff, so it'll be hard for me to get used to. Well, the new chapter stuff, that is. Chosen, to be perfectly honest, I don't think it'll be that bad. I think it's just a lot of it, you're going to get chunks of it at a time. So it's not going to be like an episode where, boom, you open up, you get a raid, you get a duo, you get an alert, then you get all the gear, you have all the mods, so you have everything right there all at once. You can start working on it. I think it's going to be where they give you 3 pieces of gear on the vendor. You have the mods you can choose from. You may have like an alert or a duo, and then it's like maybe the next month you'll get the alert. So I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be, you're going to get bits and pieces over time, and then they'll slowly add more and more gear as they go. And I think it's partially also motivated by the fact that they want to keep player engagement up. So you got to think from their standpoint. They're like, okay, so we got a bunch of these people. They're coming in, they get everything in the first week, and then they leave, and then that's it. And then we don't see them for anywhere from 4 to 7, 8 months, however long till the next DLC. So in their mind, they're like, let's try to keep them in the game a little longer by doing it piecemeal. So they have to come in at least 1 week out of every month to be here and to work on the content. So at least that's an extra 2 weeks out of that time frame that they would get them versus not having them at all. And it would also allow the team more time to get other things done in the background without having to have it all ready all at the get-go. So I think that's kind of what pros and cons are looking at, and it's more pros and cons. So I think it's also to keep player interactions on the games up, playtime, and also allow them more time to get things more polished in the background. So I think that's kind of where they're looking at, what metrics they're looking at. Because they've tried this before, so I kind of have an idea of where they're going with this. It's only natural that they would probably go to a system like this again, especially with the new team. They haven't been around for a while, so anybody looking down from like management standpoint would say, hey, this is like, let's try this, There's always going to be somebody that's new to a team that's going to say, hey, somebody told me it failed in the past, but it won't fail with us. I think we can make it happen, Everybody's extremely optimistic when it comes to their chances and their effort, their attempt. So they feel they'll do better than last time. And I feel that may be the case if they learn from what happened last time and what didn't work out. I think that's the biggest thing. You gotta learn from history, or you are doomed to repeat it. So that's all I'm pretty much thinking about, is as long as they have somebody that kind of knows what went wrong last time, then it may be better. Welcome Superman, welcome Pups, welcome to the chat. Chosen says, I'm also currently getting used to the controls on the Xbox Series so far, as Series X as well. Getting used to the controls on the Xbox Series S as well. What do you think of the controls on there? Do they seem kind of clunky, or did they streamline it pretty good? Like, does it flow pretty well, kind of like it is on like the PS4? Like, I don't know if you're on the PS4 or not. Let's take a look here. Alright, let's see who else. Maybe if I zoom in I can see who else we have here. We got Godwin. Let's take a look at him. I think I passed by him because he's pretty close. Here he is. More smooth on Xbox? I'm glad, at least. I think that that would definitely be at least one of the wins for Xbox. So I'm actually glad because from what I kind of heard, like, Xbox is kind of suffering over there. So at least, you know, they have something really nice like that. You know, quality of life. To be honest, they just need to do like a server merge with you guys. But I don't know. Like, I know from the sounds of it, DC's like always open to it, but it's all the big guys, all the actual platforms that don't want it to happen on this game, which doesn't make sense to me because I know other games kind of welcome that with open arms and it happens. So maybe there's something that we just don't know as players. That is an obstacle that we just aren't aware of. I don't know. This is a crazy style. It's definitely very goth, I'll give it that. It's wicked cool, that's for sure. It's definitely out there. It's got like a very dark Raven-ish like goth look. Yeah, that is crazy, but it's a nice style. Yeah. Well, I'm glad the controls are good on there then. Yeah. Because otherwise I'd probably be playing on controller, but I started this game on keyboard and mouse, so for me it's like second nature. But yeah, I'd probably be using an Xbox controller if I wasn't. All right, I think we got like a Robin here. Batman TM. This is a nice Tim Drake. Yeah, that wet paint looks nice on this. Yeah. He's using the right cape. The hair's a very nice choice. Yeah, even the belt's Robin's belt. Very nice colors. Yeah. Very nice. And then we got Clark Kent over here. Let's take a look at him. Staring Lex down. You know what? Like, even if people can't get the Superman emblem again, this one is not bad. I like to think of it as like the stop sign Superman. But it's honestly not bad. That emblem's still pretty nice for people that can't get like this emblem for the front. But this is kind of cool. I wish there was a matching cape with it. The stop sign Superman. So we have our friend here, Dr. Shativana. I know I am butchering it. Okay, so it's supposed to be like Dr. Savannah. But, yeah. We got our friend here. He said he is watching from Spain. Well, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you watching, especially from halfway around the world. That's one of the things that just blows me away. is that I even have viewers that are literally across the world that watch my content. That's something I still haven't kind of come to grips with. It's crazy to me because I'm from the U.S. So for me, it's like, oh, okay, someone, from a state over or whatever watches my content. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's very cool. But to think that somebody from a whole nother country across, like, water, across the world is watching my content, that's insane to me. So I appreciate the support, and I really do like to, I do like when people kind of shout out and they tell me what country they're from, because that's still very cool for me to hear that, what I just said, what everybody's all over the place and they're watching my content. All right, let me see, make sure I didn't miss anybody. So we got Snake Eye over there. I know they're dueling, but they usually come out with some really cool stuff. They're consistently got really nice styles. So let's see here. And then I'll check back on Descendu again, because I know he's always cooking something up. So this is their dueling style. Yeah. Very nice. Very much like a G.I. Joe Snake Eye style, but kind of like gender bender, very, with the female character. Very nice though. And then we have Clark Kent. He's showing us another style. It's Superman 1 million. I'm trying to think of what other aura you could wear with this. I know there was one that came out recently that would be good for this. I'm trying to think which one it was. Maybe I'll remember which aura it was. So I think we have a female Green Lantern character over here. Let's take a look. Zarella, I think it is. Okay, this is kind of nice. It's kind of like a elf alien sort of like character as like a Green Lantern. That's definitely different. I think they're using the Guardian chroma and the glowing chroma. Very nice. Yeah, they are all decked out in their Green Lantern swag. Alright, so Pup says, by the way, earlier I was trying to make Omega Last Night Batman and he doesn't have a belt. I was trying to make Omega Last Night Batman and he doesn't have a belt. I have to look that up. I'm not familiar with that character. I'll have to double check. The Batman is a mix of Batman and the guy from GSA Clockman, I guess. Let me see. And then we got Superman right here from Earth Zero. Let's take a look at him, because I know he was hanging around. There we go. Okay, so it's a lot of the traditional Superman suit. I would almost say it's probably his lead suit to protect him from kryptonite poisoning, more or less. Yeah, I like it. The blue's nice, that's for sure. And you can tell it's the newer version of the suit. The crystal's just so much better. The texture's so much better. Let's see. We got John White. Let's take a look at him. I like that. It's very simplistic, but like, look how he connects the chest style with the legs. That's good detail. And you can see it's like, it's not the same tone, but the belt kind of helps put it together. So it more or less matches, because when you have something going across, sometimes that can kind of mirror the difference in the colors, so that you'll think it was gradient and it kind of slowly changes to a brighter red. Because the belt will cut that perception that it doesn't match. Okay, is that who I think it is? Looks like we have a Cable hanging around here. Cable the Nomad. Yeah, we need an updated angry skin. That's what he badly needs. But otherwise, very nice. I don't know why he's a Harley doll, but it's a nice doll. The only thing is, I don't know. They really got a kick out of these dolls. I don't mind the dolls, but at the same time, I'd probably prefer other styles in place of the dolls. But, you know, they give them off as like freebies for like the time capsules, so I guess it doesn't hurt too much for the most part. I think the 21st day reward I disliked the most was probably that Kite Man doll accessory. That did kind of bum me out, to be honest. That was a really bad like item to give away as a reward. Like, I don't think anybody was rushing to get the day 21 when they had that as a reward. Okay, I like this. Yeah. It's it looks like that new Krypton Superman. But I like the materials. The materials are the thing that really stands out on this. When you have quality materials, it's going to be a night and day difference on how well your style is going to look. And this is a definition of that. When you have really strong materials that work well, you're not going to have a problem. It's actually going to be a benefit for your style. I think he's in the middle of it. So I'll come back. Yeah, I'll come back on that. We have Phoenix Black over here. Just curious to see what he's doing. I'm kind of just going through, and whatever catches my eye, I'll go ahead and take a quick look at them. I passed them again. There we go. Okay, so it kind of... Now, I don't know much about Power Rangers. I know like the most simplest things ever, but this kind of looks like a Power Ranger, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like something that would be from the Power Rangers. Maybe it's like the Black Ranger. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that accessory, that source wall seal accessory. In the comics, when the wall breaks, the source wall breaks, and Perpetua comes out and they have to put her back in, they use that seal to seal the wall back up. So that big accessory that you saw that was on his back, now imagine a giant one that is in front of the source wall to seal it back up. That's what happened in the comics. So even though it's on the back of like that character and seems small and insignificant, that was something that was huge and was on the front of the source wall and was quite majestic in its own right. So when I saw that in the comics, I was like, oh, okay, that makes the style make a lot more sense. So that was kind of cool seeing that. Seeing that they had taken something from the comics that I didn't even really like notice, to be honest, and made it into a style. So I thought that was cool. And then we have Dasenju. I don't know who exactly this is. Maybe this is like a Taskmaster or something from like Marvel. Maybe that's who this is. Either way, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, very nice style. I think on like metallic or like robotic styles, I think Shaded Comic does pretty well for those. It gives it nice highlights where it needs it. Let's see. All right. Marvel Rivals Moon Knight. Thank you for the correction. There you go. Okay. All right. Everybody's quick in there to let me know. Thank you so much. Yeah, Moon Knight. Okay. Thank you. That makes a lot more sense. I have not seen much of Marvel Rivals, but what I have seen of it looks pretty cool. it seems to be like a very big like PvP game. I'm not much into PvP, but I'm one of those people. I enjoy watching people have really compelling matches. Yeah. So so like Overwatch and stuff like that, I'll watch that from time to time. So so when I see you know, and I think I can connect more with Marvel characters than I can Overwatch characters, because it's like they're kind of original characters, but the Marvel ones, they have a little more history behind them. You kind of already know who you're dealing with. So so that's kind of cool to me to see that. Yeah. So it looks like we have ourselves a Parallax Hal Jordan, I believe. So this is kind of cool. They definitely took the Brainiac style and used the outlines to get the correct look for the Parallax Hal Jordan. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's got a very sinister look to it, and I like the little. If you look here on the face mask, they have the glowing chroma. It gives it that nice little touch, like the ring is creating the mask, and you have that nice green glow. I like that. That's a nice small little detail. Let's look at Terrence, because he looks like he's passed out over here. Okay, so we got ourselves like a Batman suit. I like it. Black Neon Chroma is another really cool chroma that I'm glad that they put into the game. It's very versatile. This is kind of cool. Yeah, quite nice. Let's see what Superman's rocking here. Is this what I think it is? So this is, so the style that he made here, for anyone who doesn't know, this is the Last Sun Superman. And this is a Superman that went insane. That went insane from absorbing too much solar radiation. He went through multiple suns and absorbed its radiation and went insane. But he is one of the most powerful versions of Superman in the Dark Multiverse. And that's what the Last Sun material is based on his character. So he's definitely a very formidable opponent in the DC Comics, and I think Lex Luthor, or that version of Lex Luthor, was the only one who was able to take him down, but he literally had to use a black hole generator to destroy that Superman, because that was the only way to take him down, was to literally create a giant black hole to be able to take him on. Just an interesting little fact there. Okay, speaking of which, any ideas for a power armor type style? I feel that the Mercenary Malice style, the energy armor style, I feel the Future Warden style, all those styles are really good to give you that power armor feel. And then if you want to have like a chest and legs that feel like they're kind of like military inspired, or have kind of like the sort of hydraulic like muscle systems, I would go for military tech. So those are really strong contenders when it comes to like armor. And if you want to go with like hard light armor, energy armor is going to be your friend. You could also probably take some pieces like the hands, feet, and shoulders from Combat Protocol, which is the Oracle style, or maybe you could even take some pieces from the Steel Mark 1 set, which is the Steel Hero set, the Tier 1 set. You could go that route. So you got a lot of different options, and a lot of them are newer. So you could take those as your examples of what you can expect for like power armor styles. Alright, Pup says, I need money to farm and get that black neon chroma. Very nice material. It is a very nice material. You could sell catalysts and things in the game. This isn't a very popular topic with people, but since people are going to be needing those mods that are from the marketplace, and there's a lot of players that refuse to spend money on them, that that opens an opportunity for you, where if you have a, a little extra cash lying around, or you have $5 to spend here and there, I would suggest maybe get like a mod box or two from the marketplace, and then resell those mods, and you can get anywhere from 50 to 70 mil per mod. That's sort of a route that I may be looking into. It's easy, and there's always going to be somebody who's going to want to get the mods for their different characters on different pieces of gear. It's not something you have to do, but if you really want to make some money, that is a good way to go about it, because it's going to be a niche that has to be filled. It's going to be a market there for people that don't have that sort of income to kind of push towards those. So you get 5 mods for the $5, but if you're a member, it's $4.50. So that's kind of a route you could go, and that's a way that you could make some in-game cash, or turn your actual cash into in-game cash. Yeah. So you could do those mods kind of like as something that you do over time as you slow grind for other things in the game, which you do for free. So there's all sorts of stuff you can do. That's just one suggestion, but you want to go for things that people are going to be actively looking for on a pretty frequent basis. So so people are still finishing up their OP gear. Some people are still finishing up their catalysts for their augments for their different characters. So things like that are kind of more in the forefront of people's minds. You've got the radar enhancers for nth metal, the nth metal detectors. You have stuff like that. You could sell those, or sell some of those. I know there's like 3 to 4 different types, and there's some where you cannot sell. But you have all sorts of little stuff like that, or if it's if there's styles that you get that drop from content, you can sell those as well, the ones people really want. Or you can open up time capsules with free stabilizers and stuff that you get over time. Or if you want to save those stabilizers, that's another very good thing to do, so that when a new time capsule does come out, you have something to work with. But yeah. Let's see if I missed any question. No, I didn't. Okay. Alright. Let me see here. Let me zoom out a little bit, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Alright, so we got the Eradicator over here. I think... There we go. Okay, it's a nice style. It's not the version of the Eradicator that I was thinking of, but the face piece, the bioelectric goggles, are very much what I would pick for the Eradicator. They're just that little extra. They're nice, but they're just that little bit of extra there. And then looks like we have Milkman, Milkman Superman over there. Let's look at Thor over here. I gotta look at that cursed character. I've been seeing them the whole time. That's very nice. I kind of like that. I like that Asian influence. That belt is definitely the best thing that's happened in a while, though. That soulful katana. Yeah, let's look at Thor. Thor Thunder. Thor Thunder. Okay, you could tell he's kind of just starting out with the game. Yeah, he just needs a few materials, and I think he'll be alright. You could tell by his CR, he's probably a skip character. We should have a lot more of those skip characters coming around at some point with the anniversary event coming out. I'm looking forward to the anniversary event. Part of me feels like it's probably not going to hit test, to be honest, guys, because it's like we're already, what, 2 days away from it being the new year? Like, I think we're a little late to be throwing it on test, because usually they have things stay on there for at least 2 weeks. They might still do it, but it might only be like a week. That's what I'm thinking of. They might only keep it up for a week. But they said the test server is going to be down to like the 7th. So it has to be only like maybe a couple days. It'll probably only be a week, and then they'll push it the next week. So you're probably looking at like the 14th. Let me see what Tuesday is. The Tuesday after, because I'm gonna make a prediction here. Let's see. 7th. So I think they're gonna launch the anniversary event on the 14th. That's what I think. You guys can lock it in. I think it's gonna be the 14th. They're going to release the. I think it's only gonna be up there for like a week, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think we're looking at this 2 weeks, because they're going to be rushing that out as soon as they can. Let me see. Pope says, I'm looking forward to collecting these base items from the anniversary event. Those statues are very nice. I have a base which has all of the little statues in there. It's called Secret Prison, and it's kind of nice, but yeah, it's a prison for all the big bad bosses in the DC, or at least the biggest of the bad. So we're talking like Trigon, we're talking about Trigon, we're talking about Perpetua, Neuron, the Anti-Monitor. So we're kind of looking at like those people for the most part, all the big bads. So it's a pretty cool base. It's a space base, but yeah, I love those statues. I am fully expecting a new Brainiac statue. I think that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get another Brainiac statue because we had him for that past DLC. So we'll have now 3 Brainiac statues now. That's gonna be crazy. Yeah, 3 Brainiac statues. I wonder by the time we're done how many Brainiac statues we're actually going to have in our bases from just being bosses over the years. That's funny. I like this. This is very clean. Very clean style. It's very minimalistic. It only does what it needs to do and nothing more. Like even you can tell this yellow's like a glow, but he has it toned down, and he's got the right S. Like that's a really nice, the emblem, the Batman vs Superman, and it matches the belt very nicely. He's even got the hair. Yeah, very nice. And he's even got, well, it looks like Earth, but that's actually New Genesis in the background. You can tell by the floating city. Where is it? The little floating city right there on the planet. There you go. Okay, let's look at Razorburn. I don't know if I saw him or not. Oh my goodness, look at this. I kind of like that. That is like, that's wicked, guys. Like, look at that. That's wicked. I like that. It's very mysterious. You got the globe, the tech, but very wicked looking. I like that. Let's look at Barry Allen, because I know I got him over here. Oh, I gotta look at Peg Leg Reg. I gotta look at him. That's funny. Very nice style. I can tell he's using the burnished bronze chroma. Very nice. It's got a nice texture on the boots too. I like that. It's kind of like a worn like leather. I like that. Like that's like the real leather material in the game. Like if you want a leather material, just get the burnished bronze chroma. That's the best way to go. Peg Leg Reg. Ah, there's no Peg Leg. See, you had me sold on the name, but no Peg Leg. I was expecting the Peg Leg. Ah, maybe they're waiting for the summer seasonal. You got Oracle over here, the little guy. There we go. So he's in his prison jumpsuit. That's a bit basic. Maybe something on the head, or I don't know, something on the hands maybe, but not bad. Wet paint. What emblem does Razorburn have? That's a great question. Let's take a look, see if I can find what he's got on. I want to say it's under cross something. Cross blades, that's what he's wearing. You can't see it like that. See? Cross blades. That's what he's wearing. There you go. Then we got Princess Diana over here. Let's look at Century Prime real quick. Huh. I kind of like that. Yeah. I like that Century. It's very ethereal. Just very, like, mysterious. I like that. Definitely has, like, that cosmic feel to it. Alright, let's look at Princess Diana. I know I got sidetracked there. Let's see. I'll have to look at Sonic. Did I miss them? Maybe I did. There we go. Okay, so we got like a Wonder Woman in like a white suit. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see. I want to look at that Sonic. Cause what he had a movie come out, right? Or is about to? Yeah, I like this. I like this Sonic character. I've seen him before. I like the coins though, kind of acting as if they're like the hoops, the rings. Yeah, I like that. That's definitely different, but in a good way. All right, we got Caped over here. Let's look at him. I like that. That's a very, how do I say it? That's a very balanced Batman. It's not too heavy-handed with the dark color. It does its job well, and it's not saying too much of itself, you know? It's not, you know, it's got the basics. It's kind of like he's got a little bit of, you know, modern stuff here, kind of. His boots are pretty much tapered off. The belt's not too obnoxiously bright or too dimmed down. It's just right. He's using the right chest, which kind of hides with like the cape and the headpiece, and the eye goggles, like the face piece he's wearing, kind of blends into the cowl bit, so it doesn't look ridiculous. So I like that. It's very balanced. The whole style works together. There's no parts of it that stick out worse than the other parts that kind of like ruins it. Everything seems like it's like part of the same suit. So that's when you know you've got something good going on, is when you can't even really distinguish that it's different pieces from other suits. So I like that. Nothing sticks out, everything comes together well. What's he at putting together? I think he's making a Stormtrooper. And he is. Look at that. We got some Star Wars going on here. Very nice. Yeah, definitely one of the better ones I've seen in the game. So that's a quick swipe for me. And then we got Day One over here. Let's take a look at them. So they've got a frosty appearance. So they're all iced up. You know, I gotta get all these puns out. Yeah, not bad. Very nice. I like that, like the different, like the shoulder pieces in the back have like all this kind of like, I don't know, like all this refrigerant or fumes basically coming out. I'm trying to search for the word, but I'm saying all the wrong ones. But basically, like all this exhaust coming out. That's kind of cool. I like that. How it kind of just like spills forward. Let's look at Prime here, because I think I'm going to give it like another few minutes. I'm going to wrap up here. So we've got our Superboy Prime over here. Very nice. Man, if only we had got like a legit anti-monitor helmet that has like his face style and everything, like exact, that'd be kind of cool. Or if they gave us a whole enhanced suit, like they did for the hands, that'd be kind of cool. Then we got ourselves a Power Girl. Let's see. Am I missing anyone else? We got Jay Garrick over there. I think we are good. Let me look around. We got Justice League Batman. Let's look at him real quick. I mean, I kind of like that. He's using the Void, and he's using another material to still keep the eyes on there. It's not bad. Definitely keeps up with the theme of the shadows. Alright. I'm gonna look at Zahalair. I think that's his name. And then I think we are good. And then I think that'll be a good point for us to end the stream. I kind of like that. That's definitely different. The only thing I kind of wish is if he had thrown a belt on, maybe. I really would have been interested to see what he had if he had like a because sometimes, believe it or not, sometimes the belt or any accessories you put on can speak more than the actual like chest and legs or boots on a style, as long as it makes sense. But like sometimes the belt or the shoulder piece, like the side pieces that you don't really think about, are the things that make your style. You know, the head piece often is a giant focal point, but your back, your belt, your shoulders, things like that, especially hands and boots, all the minor things that are kind of around the big main pieces, can have a big impact depending on what combination you use, or what material you put on them, you know, so they can highlight different things. So I feel I try to fill all the slots if I can with some sort of a style, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and then I leave it empty. But for the most part, I try to use each of the different slots. If it doesn't work and I know it's not working and I feel like it's too much, then I'll take it off. But you should always explore the option, because you never know what you're gonna get. Let's look at Death Send You one more time, and then we'll go ahead and end this. Alright, so it looks like Iron Fist going on here. I'm guessing this is the Iron Fist from maybe Marvel Rivals, which is not a bad design. It's pretty nice. It definitely looks like a much newer version of the character. That's why I'm guessing that. Okie doke, guys. Well, I appreciate you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Laters.